You're going to see how I built the software that you're seeing below in a matter of minutes while using AI and a tool called Rapid Dashboard. I hope you enjoy it. So watch how we get started and watch the entire process of being built. What we started out with is our Rapid Dashboard tool that allows businesses to take their existing data and then build applications or build dashboards off of that data. And I'm going to show you how we do that right now. So here I created a brand new build. This is just our template that pops in there. And this just populates some pre-made data to make sure that our Rapid Dashboard tool is working. There isn't anything about to the business specifically. These are just our coaches that we have across the country that are helping businesses implement this solution. So over here, I have a pre-made prompt. And what I'm going to do with this prompt here is I'm going to go and set it up so that way it will go and do the full goal of building the application, and you'll get to see it right here. So the goal is going to be build a fresh CRM in a modern SaaS look design for an MSP or AI agency. We are authenticating and other services built on this server and use those where we can. We use Open Router, and here it goes into some of the details of that I happen to know about my business, like Tech, we have 2,500 prospects. We want it to be for business to business, facilitate marketing to the people, but have it target the business. And this is an important one. If you work with a lot of CRMs, there are a lot of them that are designed from a B2C perspective, where you're always targeting people. But the problem is that as those people move in the departments or move to other companies, you've lost your history that you've been targeting to that business as a whole. So while the sale is always made from a person-to-person perspective, the marketing efforts are done to the business and find out who at that business are we targeting for the particular service that we're looking for. So I want to make that distinction on this one that I'm making. And we want to track emailing, mailings, and other engagements. And I want a user experience to be important. I add some other geek stuff into there, but that's going to be the basis of what we're looking for. So then I go and press enter, and it will start working on that. But when it's done, I'll start it back up, and we'll refresh the screen that I made on the back here, and we'll see what it looks like. Well, welcome back. So I had this run for a couple. This first run ran for about an hour, and after it was done, had a small login problem, and then I was able to go and fix that, and we got a system very similar to this. So this here is our CRM. We have a nice dashboard. We have companies that we can click into. I can choose the people. If you remember on my original prompt, that was one of the things I asked for, is I want to be able to have multiple people in there and then choose each of the services that a IT firm like mine might be marketing to this particular company. Here it's showing me deals that it has open, campaigns, and it's all good little start if I look at this here. Here's our deals, and it built me a little prospecting board that I can go ahead and move back and forth, which is kind of nice. I can click a new deal and get that thrown in here pretty quickly. And I have marketing campaigns that I can go ahead and add in as I'm looking for, as far as who's enrolled in those different campaigns and when our next touch is on that, from an email or phone call or postcard. And on that example, I have a AI printed postcard here that we'll be able to integrate in with this system here that successfully arrived. So as a first stab, this did a really good job. Now, one of the things I might like to do is when I look at this, I have a lot of excess space over here that I don't think I want, and it's trying to put everything in this column here. So I'm going to go and actually update that. So I'll go and create a new one. And I'm just going to say this page puts everything in one column. Could you please make the UI, make the screen look a little more put together and have things stretch and respond how I would like. And you'll notice I'm leaving misspellings in here intentionally because I want to go ahead and show that the AI doesn't really care. I go ahead and click enter on this. And this should be a relatively small one, so I'm going to try keeping the screen recording going while we do this here. But you'll see, or I might fast forward it in some of this periods here. But what you'll see is it's going through this, the sessions. So it's reading a lot of this. And if I expand this, you can kind of see as it's looking through the code that it's actually going to write this for me. So I can go through this entire page, and if I see anything that I don't like, I can go ahead and ask it, can you update this for me? And it will just update it live here, and I'll be able to go in and start using it exactly how I want. And I can build an entire application, whether it's a CRM, production management, job scheduling, in less time than it would normally take me to sit through a demo meeting with a vendor. All right, it's all done. As you saw from the timer on that little time lapse, that was about 3 minutes. And now if I go and click this and refresh this, we have it. So yeah, that does exactly what I was looking for. I wanted to better use this space, and it definitely did that. That's great. And I can go ahead and add people in here if I wanted to. So let's just add myself. Add that person, and then I think I should be able to add me. Yeah, add me to the deals down there. Now maybe something else I would like is, in fact I do want that, where I can go ahead and choose someone, and you notice how annoying it is that it refreshes the page. I'm going to tell it, when I add a contact to a service, it refreshes and I have to scroll down. Can you make it so it updates it but doesn't lose my scrolling position? So this allows me to keep updating this, and really not even just from a functionality perspective, but I start getting the experience out of the app that I'm looking for. And while this is running, we won't watch it as it goes. One of the advantages as well is that when I'm using this application, it's not using any AI tokens. The AI token built the application. But once the AI is done building it, this is just a bunch of math formulas that, just like any software development, that once it works, it'll keep working until something else breaks on it. And it's not using tokens unless I have a service in there specifically for AI, and then it's going to cost me potential AI usage there. But what you could go and send this to all your team members, or all my team members. I'll send this to my sales team. They can start using this and start changing how we're actually interacting with this particular tool, and they can then start using that. And for us, that's one of the big values of the Rapid Dashboard platform, is that we allow customers to be able to go and customize how they want their world to look without having to call a meeting with an IT or a business analyst. That they just start typing in, here's how I want my software to work, and it starts to work that way. So here, it's already done. We saw it right at the end here. So if I go back to our companies over here, if I come down here, well, I'm going to refresh the page just in case it was, but so here if I choose, oh yeah, look at that. It didn't refresh the page, whereas before you would notice that every time I was adding someone in here, it was bringing me up to the top. So it fixed that little teeny user experience thing that I wasn't pumped about. And you might not want a CRM, but you have production management, job scheduling, inventory control, accounts payable, review, almost any of the day-to-day business functions that you're performing. You can start building screens that work for the job function, designed how the end user wants it to work, not how an engineer or an accountant or someone else thinks that the data needs to be added in there. And you can gain quite a bit of capability and operational efficiency by doing so. So if you're interested in wanting to learn more about this, just shoot me a message, or contact us at Cooley Tech, and we'll be happy to set you up with one of these that have your own company data stored securely locally within your own environment.